I'm originally from northern Michigan. I'm a water girl, and the organization that owns Big Sky Resort is headquartered in northern Michigan. So I worked for them for several years, needed a break from college, and spent what I thought was going to be a season at Big Sky. And I like to say that I fell in love with the mountains, fell in love with the people, and then I just plain old-fashioned fell in love. And I married my husband, who's a native Montanan, 13 years ago. My parents got divorced when I was 15, and they weren't able to focus on what really mattered, which at that time would have been, me and my siblings. And we all suffered as a result. And what I've really worked at in my career is taking that suffering and taking that pain and the lessons that those experiences taught me and create something, supportive and positive out of it. So I learned a lot of what I use in my work the hard way, and I've just chosen to fight for something better for families in Montana. I come from a long line of people who have suffered with depression. I think I added my own flair with some anxiety. And so it was part of my life growing up. And that kind of made its way through my adult life in the form of depression in college, postpartum depression after I had my first child, and with every subsequent pregnancy, and then a major onset of depression and anxiety with my cancer diagnosis, and for the 2 years that I was dealing with that, and then ever since that time. I feel that the cultural norm is to really hide those struggles. And I really struggle with that. I have really struggled with speaking publicly or writing publicly about my own mental health issues, because I don't want to be perceived as somebody who's unable to take care of their clients, or heaven forbid, unable to take care of my children or something like that, when nothing could be further from the truth. It's because I'm receiving care that I'm able to do all the things that are important to me and that are necessary for me to do. And I've decided to be vocal about it, because living in the shadows really harms more people than it helps. And we know better than the stigma. It's not enough to say you shouldn't feel the shame, you shouldn't feel bad. We have to come out and empower people to get the help and support that they need and deserve.
There is a path to getting better in behavioral health, and a lot of times I don't think we recognize that because people don't talk about it. And yet every day I see patients who come into my office and say, Dr. Thomas, with the combination of the medication and the therapy, I am living my best life right now. Those worry thoughts aren't there anymore. I am a better mom, a better father, a better professor, teacher, you name it. Like, I am loving life again. And I think that we don't celebrate that enough. There is hope, there is treatment. And I don't know if I like the term cure, because oftentimes patients do struggle with this for most of their life, but you can get treated and never have another symptom again for as long as you live.
Mental health doesn't have an appearance. It doesn't discriminate against people who are wealthy or who struggle financially, or race, religion, creed, any of that. You can't look at somebody and say they are in good mental health or they are not. So often what we say is, I want to be there. I want to support you. I want to do what you need. But then the time comes, and sometimes there's really nothing that those supporting people can do for us. And it has to be taken on by professionals who know what they're doing and who can support us in the right ways. And so making those people available, lowering the threshold for people to have access to the care That's how you help now. That's what you can do.
Bozeman Health has invested in a tremendous number of behavioral health resources over the last several years, and we believe that we're well positioned at this particular time to continue that journey, advancing behavioral health services to care for the greater needs of our community. From psychiatric services to addiction services, we feel now is the time that we can care to a greater degree for those that need us the most, and that we can really lean into the opportunity to better serve the overall health and well-being of our community.
The question I would ask is, what is human life and well-being worth to you? I think right now we all have a decision to make about how we want to show up in our communities. We're seeing the intense impact of that right now. And one of the most powerful and meaningful ways we can show up for each other is to put our weight behind a collective effort that's going to change so many people's lives and have such a positive impact. I have a hard time imagining anything that's more loving than that. And I think that that's all what we deserve and need in the world right now.